So you're on Twitter, you're on Facebook, you're blogging. Which of these media do you like the best and why?
Actually, I like all of them. I thought blog was the ultimate, and I used to hate Twitter. But then I got onto Twitter and I realized that, hey, this is very challenging because in my blog I write about 1,000 words every night. But this is what, 140. And it's like going back to school again and doing a précis. But it's wonderful. It's more immediate. If I have to do something expansive, then I write it on the blog. And that will always remain because that's like the mothership. And now Facebook, because I feel that digital is growing rapidly and we need to connect. So I was very surprised that I had, over 1 million in just
the fastest growth.
Of hours, yeah.
What do you make of the government's attempts to clamp down? One of our journalists had his Twitter handle blocked by the government. We've seen this in China, we've seen this in Iran, and now the Indian government's trying it. What do you make of it?
See, firstly, I think that the medium itself is such that it will be very difficult to carry out what is called blocking. In a democratic country, a free country, I think everyone has the freedom to express themselves. Yes, the medium is very strong and it's now reaching out very rapidly. If there is something that is anti-national, which is provocative to communities, then yes, I agree that that should not be allowed to come out because it unnecessarily excites people. But allow that discretion to the people who are actually using the medium. And I don't think that social medium will be a medium that can be blocked or stopped. I think it comes in the way of our constitutional liberty that we have of being able to express ourselves freely.
Because a lot of it seems to be government paranoia. There are parody accounts, there is criticism of people in the government. That's also the sort of content the government does. Or cartoons, political cartoons. That's the sort of stuff the government wants out.
No.
Do you not think that is a bit of an overreaction? Because, for example, on your Twitter handle, there are people who are constantly saying negative and nasty things. Yeah. Do you not think that people have the right to say that?
Well, I don't personally, but I really don't know what the government should do because I hesitate to give my impressions there. I welcome everybody on my Twitter or blog account, and I don't moderate it or don't block it. And yes, there is abusive content on it. Everything is not always nice, but I think it's a liberty that must be enjoyed by every individual. I think it's very fair that a person is allowed to air his mind and say, look, I don't think you're doing right, or this is something that you've done wrong, or I didn't like the way you acted, or I didn't like the way what you were wearing, or whatever it is. So long as it remains personal. On a national level, on a governmental level, yes, as I said earlier, if you're going to be deliberately doing something that is going to destroy, the nation, or the integrity of the nation, then yes.
No, but there are two questions. So one is something which could cause a riot. Of course, you must clamp down on that. But a political cartoon, we saw in Parliament, for example, this big hullabaloo where they wanted all political cartoons removed, even those which had been seen by Pandit Nehru and Ambedkar, which our parliamentarians wanted out. A lot of what is now being removed is a criticism of Mrs. Gandhi, of the Prime Minister. You yourself said that, you get abusive responses. Do you not think that people should just say, okay, this is a free country, you can say that? Even if you don't agree.
Yeah, I would not be able to, be a spokesman for the government of India.
No, I just want your views.
I just feel that, there are cartoons made of us as well. There are programs on television which are cartoon animated programs, and we see ourselves and they pass comments, and they're not necessarily always positive. But so what? I mean, I take it with a pinch of salt. I can't say that about the government of India. I don't know what their policies are. And obviously, I'm not.
No, but you're being guarded. But I think the message goes out loud and clear. The fact that people have the right to say what they want, as long as they're not.
I think it's very difficult for any institution which considers itself to be a democratic nation to be able to block something like this.
It's never worked. It's not happened with all the billions China has spent.
Yeah,
so it's a futile exercise.
I think it's a very difficult job to stop it because they are faceless. You don't know where they are. They don't give their correct identity. How will you trace them? And you may be tracing a wrong guy.
Absolutely. Mr. Bachchan, it's been an honor. to join you on the sets of Kaun Banega Crorepati, for giving us your time. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best for season 6.
Thanks.
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you very much.